Hello, the following is an actual play session using the Time for Adventure Discord role-playing game master bot. Uh, just kind of testing it out and give an example of how an actual play session works. We've got 6 people playing here, which is probably a little much, but it seemed to handle it pretty good. Hope you enjoy it. So just for your in Sean's thing, because you haven't seen this before, this thing operates by these like slash commands that you give to Discord. And the first one to start the campaign is called Start Campaign, TFA-Start-Campaign. And you put in the setting, which I wrote as High Fantasy World full of magic, fantastical races, and creatures. And I'm going to do that right now. And if you notice, the bot has joined our voice channel and it's created the campaign. And now I'm going to add the first player. And
you just taking what we type and copying and pasting
that's
it?
correct. I'm going to take it and type and copy and paste it in. And the add player command takes your Discord user so that it is going to associate your Discord user with your character. So when you do an action, it's going to know your character is the one doing that action.
Okay.
So I'll do Sean's backstabby guy first.
Kephas.
Tiphys, is that how you pronounce that? All right.
Yeah. Kephas, pickpocketum, backstabbinus the third.
All right. And so when you add the first character, it is going to create the, it's going to call the AI and create the world and add that character into the world and narrate like an opening scene, which it should do after a bit. It takes probably about 30 seconds to a minute to do that, to do every one of these, which is, I feel like it's gotten longer since I started doing this. So I was testing earlier and it was taken, oh, that wasn't too bad. And now it's going to read this to us momentarily here.
Does Tethys come from a long line
Time
of
for adventure.
wealth relocation?
The city of
specialists?
Velthrin never truly sleeps. Torches gutter along the tangle, the cramped, stinking, glorious maze of alleyways that coils through the lower districts like a drunk snake. Somewhere above the rooftops, 2 moons hang fat and silver over crooked chimneys, and the smell of frying spiced lamb mingles with open sewers and cheap candle wax. Gnomes argue over dice in a doorway. A dragonkin bouncer cracks his knuckles outside a tavern whose sign reads The Gutted Pig in flaking red paint. And there, pressed flat against a damp stone wall in the shadow of a collapsed archway, is Tiphys Pickpocketum Backstabbinus III, dagger fighter extraordinaire, non-rogue, accidental acquirer of pocket things. He's watching a locksmith's shop across the lane. The door has a padlock on it that is, frankly, an insult. 3 tumblers. 3. He could do that in his sleep with a bent hairpin. Not that he would, obviously. A small leather coin purse lands at his feet with a soft clink, having apparently leapt from the belt of a passing merchant who doesn't yet know it's gone. The night is young. The city hums with possibility, mischief, and at least 3 ongoing crimes within earshot. What does Tiphys do? Tiphys Pickpocketum Backstabbinus III, HP 77s, STRO, Dex 1, Con 0, Ind 1, on. Skills, lockpicking, items 2 daggers, black leather armor, gold 8 copper crowns.
All right, so there's the opening scene, and now I'll do add player for Jeff's character, which you
I gave you 2 little prompts, but
you want me to combine those together because it's got to be one.
yeah, you might as well.
Okay. First one.
And local, yes, wealth does accidentally get, redistributed. I'm not sure
It's
how
like
that happens.
Hereditary genetic thing, right?
Yes. Clearly, it's all voluntary, even if they don't know.
Okay, I'll just add that other sentence on there. All right, here we go. So that should add your character into the scene.
Cool.
And Patrick, did you give a character description yet, or are you working on it still?
I did. You should see it in there.
Oh, yep, there it is.
A crack of blue-white light splits the alley mouth. Not an explosion. More like the sky briefly forgot where it put a lightning bolt and found it again. When the after-image fades from Tiphys's eyes, there's a figure leaning against the alley wall like he's been there all night. casually inspecting the edge of a curved blade that still hums with residual static. He's something Faye touched, ears swept back at an unnatural angle, pupils that catch torchlight like a cat's, and a restless, barely contained energy in every muscle that makes you think of a wolf deciding whether you're interesting enough to chase. Slim, quick-looking, dressed in a long coat with the collar up, a rapier on his hip crackling with the faint smell of a coming storm. He looks at Tiphys. He looks at the locksmith's padlock across the lane, then back at Tiphys. 3 tumblers, he says by way of introduction. His voice has a faint harmonic to it, 2 tones almost, like something else is speaking just underneath. Whoever put that there wanted to be robbed. He tilts his head, that predator stillness settling over him for just a moment before he grins, sharp and genuine and a little feral around the edges. Estevan Raval, I go where the storm takes me. A pause. It took me here. Interesting. The gnomes in the doorway are staring. The dragonkin bouncer has straightened up considerably.
All right.
All right, there you go. You're in the story. All right, let's add Patrick in here. So are we going to carry out this robbery? Is that the plan?
I mean, he's asking for it, clearly.
Seems like
Yeah, he wants to be robbed. Now, maybe it's a trap. Be careful.
it. Yeah, so once we get everybody in, I think we'll try to like take turns taking actions and see how it goes.
Perfect.
Does Harb have a character?
The smell hits first. Ozone and pine, sharp and clean and completely wrong for a sewer-adjacent alley in the tangle. Then the sound. Boots hitting cobblestones at a full
So,
sprint, the clatter of
You've
a
got a
sword in its
different
scabbard,
account with
and the
your
unmistakable
computer and
grunt
your
of
phone,
someone
is that
who has
what you're
just
saying?
shoulder-checked a stack of fish crates and is choosing not to acknowledge it. A half-elf rounds the corner and nearly collides with both Tiphys and Estevan before planting his feet and stopping with the particular dignity of a man who absolutely meant to do all of that. He's broad-shouldered and road-worn, wearing battered half-plate with scorch
Okay, you
marks
don't
on the
have
left
the option,
pauldron
is
that
that
look
what it is?
recent and recurring.
I mean, you can
His
do it.
two-handed
Like,
sword
pick
rides
a new
across
one,
his
and
back.
we can send you
His
an
fingers,
invite
Tiphys
to
might
this if
notice,
you
are
want to do
faintly
that.
glowing. Like someone stuffed ember light under the skin and forgot to close it properly. The half-elf stares at them, glances at his own hand, shakes it once like he's trying to flick off a bug. That's nothing. Ignore that. He straightens up, squares his shoulders, and jabs a thumb back over his shoulder. There are 4 city watchmen approximately 30 seconds behind me, so before you ask, I was testing a spell. The wall was already structurally compromised, and the goat was fine. A pause. His fingers glow brighter. He shakes the hand again, more urgently. I'm Cale Thornwild. I'd love to explain further, but... He looks meaningfully at the locksmith's padlock across the lane, then at Tiphys, then at Estevan's still crackling rapier. Can we maybe go somewhere that isn't here? Somewhere in the dark behind him, boots echo off cobblestones, getting louder.
Okay, it's a twist. And sorry, I muted you, Jeff, there, so that the audio of your let me unmute you.
You,
All right, there you go.
So Brent, I think I should open the door and then we add another character after that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, if you guys want to do some actions before we add me in and Sean in.
So /TFA act.
Correct. So just /act and it'll pop up in the list. We're going to enter the locked door. Is that the plan? It supposedly can be picked
It doesn't sound
super
like
easy.
it's really locked.
Yeah. Although you might get a bad roll. I don't know. This email send
No, he
is...
sounded pretty confident.
Typhus's hands are already moving before his brain files any paperwork on the decision. It's purely reflexive. The 3-tumbler padlock is right there, practically begging, and his fingers have opinions of their own about locks like this. He steps across the lane, produces a slender pick from somewhere inside his coat. Not a lock pick, he doesn't carry those. This is just a thin piece of metal he happened to have, and crouches before the lock. Rolling 2d6, a 4 and a 4, total 8, plus dex 1, plus lock-picking skill 1, total 10. Success! The tumblers surrender in about 4 seconds. The padlock practically falls open, ashamed of itself. The door swings inward on silent, well-oiled hinges, releasing the smell of metal shavings, lamp oil, and old wood. The shop is dark but navigable. A locksmith's workbench runs the length of one wall, lined with tools, half-finished locks, key blanks, and brass components. A locked strongbox sits prominently on a shelf. A back curtain suggests a rear room. Whoever owns this place is clearly not home. Tifa steps inside. The coin purse from earlier is still in his pocket. He did not put it there. Kale and Estevan exchange a glance in the alley behind him as distant watch boots grow louder. Did he just? Kale starts. Yep, says Estevan and follows Tifa inside.
All right, so I don't know if you can hear us, Harb, but if you want, we need a character description from you, or we can do random if you want to join the campaign.
You want to add yourself in, Brent, while we're
Yeah, let me add myself in. I guess we're in here and secure.
From inside the locksmith shop, through the slightly ajar door, Tifa can see the alley clearly enough, and what he sees is a gnome. Not one of the dice-playing gnomes from the doorway. This one is different. He's moving with tremendous purpose across the lane, clutching a satchel that is making noises. Specifically, small, wet, angry noises, like something inside it has teeth and opinions. He's small even for a gnome. Wild silver hair that defies gravity in at least 4 directions, ink-stained fingers, and a robe that was once fine and is now covered in scorch marks and what appears to be claw gouges. 3 tiny sets of claw gouges. Consistent size. He spots the open locksmith door, spots the 2 figures lingering in the doorway, Kale and Estevan, and immediately redirects toward them with the energy of a man who has found exactly what he was looking for, even though he had no idea he was looking for it. Inside, we're going inside. Excellent, he announces to no one in particular and squeezes past Kale's elbow into the shop. He looks around at the assembled group. The satchel makes a sound like a small creature swearing. Koth Silphan, he says, patting the bag reassuringly. Warlock, demonologist, this, he holds up the satchel, is a work in progress. Do not open it. He peers up at Tifa with enormous, serious eyes. Are we hiding? We look like we're hiding. Outside, the watch boots are very close now.
So do you have an opinion about what character you want to play?
I had a million characters in my head. You want me to type in a description in the Sunday RPG?
Yeah, if you could do that, that would be great. And while you're doing that, maybe we can think about what our next play is here. I guess we want to get in this place and close the door to hopefully avoid whatever guards somebody dragged along, trained us with.
That'd be
Would be
me, and yes,
accurate.
please.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, get everybody inside and close the door. Should I do that?
yeah, go ahead. I mean, the lock did just accidentally become open. So
Yeah, that's a ticket.
I saw it fall apart.
Submitted. So one thing, just so you know, Jeff, if you see next to my name right now, it says Koth used, and then it has TFA act. And if you click on that, it'll pop up and show you the exact command I used, like what I typed. So you can see what other people are typing for their action. And that's
if I
the
click
way
on the time for adventure, or if I click,
where it says TFA-act. Like it says Koth used TFA act. If you click on TFA act, it'll
all right,
make
so
it.
get everyone inside and close
Yep.
the door misspelled. Gotcha.
Yeah, figures that out. No problem.
It'll fix it. I know.
yeah, and if you look at mine up above, it said I accidentally picked the lock in the door and enter the house.
Nice.
Mhm.
And so
You fell into it, right?
Yes.
Koth spins on his heel, satchel swinging, and stabs a finger at Kale, who is still half lingering in the doorway with the particular indecision of a large man in heavy armor. You. In. Now. Kale blinks. Nobody talks to him like the satchel screams. He steps inside. Koth grabs the door and hauls it shut with both hands and all 4 feet of gnome momentum behind it. It closes with a soft, decisive click. He stands there a moment, ear pressed to the wood, one finger raised for silence. Outside, boots, 4 sets, heavy and purposeful, ringing off cobblestones. getting louder, louder. A torch beam sweeps yellow under the door crack, knocked over half the mercer's row stalls, and then just vanished into the tangle. Check the alley behind the pig first, then circle back. The boots slow. Stop, a long, horrible pause. The torchlight holds steady under the door. Then they move on. The sound fades west, away from the shop, swallowed by the noise of the city. Koth exhales through his nose and turns to face the group crammed into the dark locksmith shop. A gnome with an angry satchel, a definitely not rogue in a mask, a feral fey-touched swashbuckler, and a half-elf whose fingers are still faintly glowing. Right, Koth says quietly. So, what are we doing?
It's a good question. All right, so who wants to take an action next? Oh, we've got Harb's character.
Now we can just import him. He'll-
Yep, let's
Hey
get him in
guys,
here.
What's up?
There. Okay, here we go. All right, you're being added now. Oh, sorry, I didn't get the name in there.
Is that something you can change after the fact?
Maybe if you do an action and say, by the way, my name is this, not what was originally decided, because it's going to pick a random name for you.
So are we typing everything in the Sunday RPG? Like our actions?
Yeah.
Yeah, and when there's a command you can do when your character is doing an action. We can have one of maybe you or Jeff do that next, because these other guys know how to do it because they've already done it.
If you type /T, it'll show you a bunch of actions.
Yeah, or just
See
like
a
/
act
and then act, and it'll pop up in a little list. And then you can pick it from the list.
Oh, is that
Not
is
ask.
that a backslash?
It's and yeah, that is a backslash. It's
You
act,
said
like
task?
act, like take an action.
Oh, act.
ACT. Yeah, but you gotta pick
Silent
from.
stretches.
The one by
Yeah,
the
that's a
People stare at
backslash.
Koth's
the
question.
question mark.
Oh, there we go.
Then
Thank
Estevan's
you.
cat-slit eyes slide slowly to the corner of the shop. There is something in it. There has always been something in it. And every single person in the room is only now realizing they somehow failed to notice. It sits against the wall beside the workbench, motionless as furniture, broad-shouldered and massive, plated in black iron gone rusty at the joints. It could be a suit of armor on a stand. It could be a storage chest shaped wrong. Then the eyes open. 2 points of cold blue light, steady and unflinching, sweeping the room like lighthouse beams coming to rest on each face in turn, is unmistakably, quietly alive. Nobody breathes. Koth slowly pulls the satchel a little closer to his chest. The thing inside it has gone very still too, apparently sensing that now is not the moment. The Warforged does not move, does not speak. The blue eyes simply rest on the group with the patient, ancient calm of something that has sat in this corner through many, many nights and found none of them particularly surprising. Kale's fingers glow brighter. He shakes his hand. Was that, Tiphys whispers, was that always there? Nobody answers because nobody knows. And that, somehow, is worse.
All right, who wants to take the next action? What are we doing here?
What are we doing here is the question.
That's what we got to decide and do something. Somebody was planning to break into this place before we even all started, so. But I don't know.
Well, maybe Harb should go and announce himself, like his name.
Did it give him a name? I don't think it did actually.
It didn't.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Probably. So,
Seems like a
Harb, if you
natural
want to type
progression.
/TFA-ACT is the full command, but if you just type in ACT, it'll show up in a list of commands. And then
You can
there's
just
a.
do T. You don't have to.
Yeah.
I got it.
No, it's /TFA -ACT, Jeff. If you
Yeah, he did it.
if you do /T and
Was
then
mine
do it from the
correct?
list.
No, yours was
No.
not
Or is it
correct.
just waiting
No.
on mine?
No, you have to do /act and then pick from the list and then type in your command.
Yes.
Okay, so mine didn't work, is what you're saying.
No. And
Right.
if two people try to do one at the same time, somebody's going to get an error because it doesn't let two go on at the same time.
Hey, Jeff.
Yeah.
Type /T and then look at the list. It gives you a bunch of stuff you can do. and the top one is the act that everyone's talking about.
Well, the top one might be different for different
I
people.
got
It prioritizes the one that was
Oh,
most recently
It
used, I
gave me-
believe.
It gave me the act.
Oh, okay.
I see.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll wait until his is done and then I'll
Yeah.
do something.
The voice that comes out of the Warforged is deep and resonant, not mechanical exactly, but aged, like a bell that has been rung 10,000 times and carries all of them in its tone. The blue eyes don't blink, they simply hold. X00245. The name sits in the air of the cramped shop. Then the great iron head turns, slowly, and regards each face in sequence with that same unhurried patience. Purpose. A pause long enough that you might think it was done. I was assigned to guard this premises. I have done so. Another pause. For some time. The rust at its joints suggests some time is doing significant work in that sentence. Its gaze finally settles back on the group collectively. 4 living creatures in a satchel full of something that has resumed its quiet, angry noises, apparently deciding the Warforged isn't a threat. You entered without authorization, X0245 observes, with the complete neutrality of a stone wall reporting the weather. The owner has not returned in, something clicks softly inside its chest, 412 days. Kale mouths the number silently. I have continued to guard. The blue eyes don't waver. You have not stolen anything yet. This is notable. A beat. What is your purpose?
All right, your move, Jeff.
Oh,
I
did
would say.
Did it stop me here?
Well, you want to do the TFA act command and then
I did
enter it.
that.
Did
But
it?
it
It might.
says the GM is still speaking. Wait for the narration to finish.
Yeah, you'll have to
Right.
do it again. You might be able to just press the up arrow for it to reload the same command.
Up arrow.
If you press up arrow, it'll reload your most recent command kind of into the text, and you can press enter again.
Estavan steps forward with the easy confidence of someone who has introduced himself to things considerably more dangerous than an ancient iron war construct. He tilts his head, those cat-slit pupils catching the blue glow, and looks X0245 up and down with what can only be described as assessment. X00245. He lets the designation hang there for a moment, tasting it, finding it wanting. That will never do. He gestures at the Warforged with the particular magnanimous air of a man bestowing a gift. I'll call you Dave. Yes, a slow nod. You look like a Dave. The shop is very quiet. X0245's cold blue eyes rest on Estevan for a long, unreadable moment. The ancient construct's face is iron, literally, and yet somehow the silence that follows carries the texture of a very old, very patient being deciding how to feel about this. Dave, it repeats finally, in that deep, resonant bell tone, trying the word out, filing it somewhere. Dave, it says again, differently, like a door closing. Koth has his hand over his mouth, his shoulders are moving slightly. Kale leans sideways toward Tiphys and whispers, did a Fey man just rename the ancient war relic after 400 seconds of knowing it? Tiphys whispers back, 412 days, and yes, he did.
All right, Patrick, you're going to do something? Suppose we need to have a plan of where we're going to go, what we're going to do.
We need to establish who we is first.
Okay.
Establish what first?
Who is we? Does it include this Warforged? Is it?
Well, it includes all of us because that's kind of how the game works. We're all in a party together. We've all been added as members of the group.
So he's automatically with us?
Yeah, that's kind of how it works. Although,
It
I don't know,
seems like
maybe
at any second, Tiphys's hands may wander and this thing may break him down.
it could happen. I don't know. I mean, it's AI. It can do whatever.
You don't know. Maybe he's bored of sitting in the shop.
That is what it appears that we're looking into with Patrick's action.
All right, so I'll be up next after Loco, and then is it Brent? You're up after me.
I think that's basically what we're doing. Yeah, I think it's good to try to take turns.
Okay.
Kale plants his still faintly glowing fingers on his belt and addresses the Warforged with the blunt directness of a man who has never once in his life approached a situation sideways. So, Dave, it seems obvious your master is not coming back. You need a new mission. How about joining our group? This is, by any measure, a bold proposition to make to an ancient war construct in a dark shop you technically broke into 30 seconds ago. X0045's blue eyes move to Kale. They stay there. That soft internal clicking sound comes again, longer this time, like a clock winding through something complicated. Rolling 2d6 for Kale's persuasion. A 6 and a 6, total 12, plus STR1, total 13. Complete success. The delivery is blunt, honest, and lands with the clean weight of something undeniably true. 412 days of guarding an empty shop for an owner who isn't coming. The math is simple. The Warforged has been doing it alone. 412 days, Dave says slowly. No contact, no orders, premise secure. The blue eyes sweep the room once, the workbench, the strongbox, the back curtain, as if cataloging everything it has kept safe and finding the ledger suddenly insufficient. The great iron head turns back to Kale. A new mission. Not a question. A concept being examined and found, structurally sound. I will require a purpose, Dave says finally. You appear to generate them in abundance. The blue eyes move briefly to Tiphys, to the coin purse, to the still vibrating satchel. I accept. Koth lets out a breath. Excellent. The demon approves too, I think. Hard to tell.
The other thing we might want to mess around with is the out-of-character command, which can let you look at your character sheet and things like that.
You have to wait while the GM is not thinking, right?
You're right. You have to do it, and only one person can do it at a time, and it does use the AI, so it takes a bit of time. But if you do like the slash TFA dash out of character, if you're what it exactly is, you can type something like "show me my character sheet," and that will produce some output that only you can see, not everybody else in the party, and it'll show you what your stats are, what items you have, things like that.
Can you add stuff to
Tiphys
it?
addresses the Warforged with great seriousness, pulling his hood straight. Dave, do you have pockets? That probably does not matter. He claps his hands together softly. We are here to find your missing master. The only way to do that is to quietly search every chest and small coin bag for clues. Dave's blue eyes track to the coin purse already in Tiphys's possession. Then back to Tiphys's face. Then back to the coin purse. That item does not belong to the master, Dave observes with perfect neutrality. It's a clue, Tiphys says immediately. Searching the workbench and open shelves is straightforward, no roll needed. Key blanks, brass fittings, half-finished padlocks, a ledger of orders. Nothing remarkable except the ledger's last entry, dated 412 days ago. Custom commission, Veth Ardur, 3 keys, special mechanism, paid in advance. Delivery never recorded. Now for the locked strongbox on the shelf. Tiphys's fingers are already moving. Rolling 2d6, a 1 and a 4, total 5. Plus dex 1, plus lockpicking 1, total 7. Partial success. The lock yields eventually, but the box lid springs with more force than expected, launching a small brass gear directly into Kale's forehead with a sharp tink. I'm fine, Kale says, rubbing his brow. Inside, a folded note, a strange 3-pronged key unlike any on the workbench, and 7 silver coins. The note reads in cramped handwriting, "If found, do not deliver the Ardur commission. He is not what he claims."
So I've got a question. Is this place we've broken into a guy who's a locksmith?
Yes.
It would appear, yeah.
And he had that little stupid lock on, on his actual
noticed
door?
that, yeah.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Jeff, if you've ever seen contractors, their homes are the ones that like need the most work because they do that all day for their job. They don't want to fix their house when they get home.
My house here was formerly owned by an electrician who did the addition, and we had other electricians come in and go, "We don't know what the fuck is going on." Like, I don't know. This is wired to nothing and other stuff. So. All right. Do we want to do the out of character stuff first, or?
Yeah, if you want to try that out, especially the people who haven't played before, if you want to do like slash, the out of character command, and then type in show me my character sheet or something like that, and I'll start thinking about what to do next, because I feel like we kind of got to decide what are we doing here. Are we going to try to follow up with what we're seeing in this
Well, I
Blacksmith
think
shop, or
since
just
the
kind of
note
head out?
said not to do something, we should do it.
Yes, I agree. I clearly think that we should deliver this key to the Ardor Commission.
I clearly think we should go there and find out what the key unlocks, because it's obviously valuable.
Yes.
All I've got is 10 copper crowns. Oh, we need to loot more. All right, that's hot. Okay, I'm done.
You got some hot stuff in your character sheet?
My special powers, yeah.
All right, I'm going to
Nice.
check mine out. So it's
Okay. Yeah, I'm still working
out of
on my action.
character, show. What'd you put in, Jeff? Show character sheet?
Just show character
Show
sheet or
me
just
my
character sheet.
Exactly what Brent said.
Yep.
In fact, if you can just click on what I did and copy and paste that.
He can't
It
see what
doesn't
you
show.
did. Yeah, the out of character stuff
Oh,
is
he
for
can't
you
see mine.
only.
I'm sorry. You're right. I'm sorry.
And the idea is there you should be able to ask any question about information that your character would know or already knows, but it does not advance the story at all, right? It's just to get information about the current state of things that you know about.
What is nice, Brent, is so I tried it while Sean must have been looking at his character sheet, and it told me try again in 4 seconds.
Yeah,
I'm done.
right.
If you guys want, mine's up.
Can you use out of character, like as an example for Dave to reassert his actual name if he wanted to?
Well, we're calling him Dave now, so it's good.
No, I completely agree, but I'm just saying
So-
in case Dave doesn't like Dave, then does he have that option to like?
Oh, I see.
That
I'm
would
sorry.
be an action. So out of character, by the way it works, it does not update the state of the campaign at all. It can
Okay.
only report information about the existing state of the campaign. So
Okay.
you would want to do like a TFA act and say, I'd like to officially change my name to Dave or whatever, or I don't want to be called Dave or whatever you want to do, and then that would work that into the story.
Does it, if you just type that kind of thing straight up along with another action that you want to do, it'll just incorporate it all, or do you need to like use brackets or something if this is not something you need to say to the group? I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
just
you
trying
can
to get the AI to use his real name because the AI is happy to call him Dave now.
He's still using. I think there was one response when he did use the X name and he used the Dave name within the same feedback. So it knows both of them. And I'd be interested to see what his character sheet says. His character sheet. What does it say?
Character sheet says Dave's character sheet name X00245 in parentheses Dave.
Nice.
That sounds about right.
I have altered your character sheet.
Yes, we've seen this before. It's kind of funny.
So Patrick, my character sheet says identity fighter who specializes in daggers, in parentheses, definitely not a rogue.
All right, I think I got my action ready here. And then the other thing you can do is generate images of things. There's a, I think it's for doing the IM campaign one, it's visualize, TFA-visualize, and then you can say things that reference things in the campaign, like show me a picture of this room or stuff like that. And it uses the AI to generate an image generation prompt about this campaign specifically. There's also a TFA image command, which you can just use to generate images, like one-off images that don't care at all about the campaign. You just say, make me an image of a dog, and it'll do it. That stuff uses a completely separate image generation AI system that I integrated with this thing.
So you can tell it to generate an image of the group.
Yep, I've
Or
tried
would you
that.
pick-
It is. It's not the greatest. It generates an image, but yeah.
I bet it would do a good job with one of us at a time.
Yeah.
The whole group is going to be problematic.
Yeah.
Koth snatches up the note, reads it twice, then holds it up with the expression of someone who has found the most interesting thing in the room. Right. We need to find out what that key unlocks, and obviously we deliver the Ardor Commission. He glances around at the others. What else is here? He starts methodically working through the shop, ledger, shelves, workbench drawers, anywhere a locksmith might stash useful information. Rolling 2d6, a 3 and a 5, total 8, plus INT 1, total 9. Partial success. Koth finds 2 useful things and 1 complication. First, tucked inside the ledger's front cover, a business card handwritten, Veth Ardor, the Meridian House, Upper Veth Quarter, an address. Second, beneath the workbench in a shallow tray, 3 ornate key blanks with a half-finished fourth, the Ardor commission, never completed. The complication, the back curtain shifts. Not from any breeze. Something is back there. Dave's eyes snap toward it immediately, blazing brighter. That area has been undisturbed for 412 days, the Warforged says quietly, which is either deeply reassuring or the opposite. Koth looks at the curtain, looks at the party, looks at his satchel, which has resumed its angry chittering. So, he whispers, who's checking that? Estavan doesn't hesitate. He's already moving, rapier drawn in a single fluid motion, that feral restlessness in his limbs suddenly finding its proper outlet. He crosses the shop in 4 silent steps and takes the curtain's edge between 2 fingers. Rolling 2d6, a 4 and a 2, total 6, plus dex 1, total 7. Partial success. He sweeps it aside fast and clean, good instincts, solid execution, and finds a small back room crammed with shelving, crates, and the accumulated debris of a working locksmith. A work table, hanging tools. Nothing immediately threatening, but something was here. Recently enough to matter. A crate near the back wall sits askew, dragged maybe half a foot from where dust outlines its original position. A small dark window above it hangs open a finger's width, not enough for a person, but enough for cold night air to breathe through. Enough for something smaller. Estavan's rapier crackles softly as he turns back, those cat-slit eyes scanning the shadows between shelves. Clear, he says. Then, with slightly less certainty, mostly. He holds up the dragged crate for the others to see. The dual-toned voice drops lower. Something left in a hurry, not long ago. Dave's blue eyes haven't moved from the curtain. I did not hear it leave, the Warforged says quietly. This appears to bother Dave considerably.
All right. A mystery.
What's in the box?
I was thinking that too.
You want me to type, I'll open the box, or when do you guys want to do something?
I'm going to check my character sheet out real quick.
All right, do that.
But yeah, if you want to go again, that's fine. Or I forget whose turn it was. I think maybe Harb or Patrick's turn. You know, they haven't gone for a while. All right, my character sheet thing is done.
Harb is muted.
All right, I'm just going to open the box then, unless somebody's got a better idea.
Okay.
This die rolling thing reminds me of a game I've just finished playing. It was a little detective game, and you had different abilities, and you could bump up those abilities. But when you rolled 2 dice 6. So some of the successes were, north of 12.
Mm-hmm.
But at 12 always worked. So like anytime you
Right.
rolled a 12, it was an auto win. Anytime you rolled a 2, it was an auto fail. But then they added your bonus. Your bonus could be like 10. You could just keep adding stuff to them. But
Right. Yeah, the way this thing works is I think it's 11 and 12 is a complete success, and I think 6 through 10 is a partial success, and below that is a fail. But it adds in your abilities, and there's mechanics that I haven't really gotten far enough to test that should allow your abilities to increase as you play the game.
yeah, that's my guess. Woohoo! Complete success. I opened the box.
Estavan sheathes the caution portion of his brain and hauls the crate's lid off in one motion. Rolling 2d6, a 6 and a 6, total 12. Plus dex 1, total 13. Complete success. The lid comes away cleanly, no splinters, no noise, no drama. Estavan has the particular gift of making reckless things look elegant. He peers inside, rapier tip hovering at the ready. Locksmith supplies, mostly. Brass fittings, coiled wire, leather-wrapped tool handles. But shoved beneath all of it, wrapped in oilcloth and tied with a cord that has been cut, not untied, is a leather folio. Whatever was in here before Estevan opened it, someone had already been through it. The cord is freshly severed. A few loose papers remain, sketches of key mechanisms, densely technical, and one half-torn page bearing a symbol Tiphys Cale and Koth would find unremarkable. Estevan, though, his fey-touched pupils narrow to knife slits the moment he sees it. It's a fey court sigil, old, specifically the mark of the Court of Unturning Hours, a court that, by most accounts, shouldn't exist anymore. The rapier hums with a sound that isn't quite electricity. Interesting, Estevan says, in a tone that means the opposite of casual. The dual tones in his voice have shifted, the lower register bleeding through more than usual. He holds the torn page up without touching the symbol directly. This locksmith had friends in very strange places.
All right, who wants to do something? I don't want to hog this all.
Yep, probably
got
Patrick or
something.
Harb. Yep.
I've got something if but Patrick,
for
it should be you or Harb.
Oh,
There
so
we go.
Harb's doing something.
Sweet. Then you're up next, Patrick.
He's embraced Dave.
I have to say that this is neat.
Cool. Yeah, I put a lot of work into it for after we did the thing driving home, and
Yeah, that was fun. And
Yeah.
you know, something we could do in the car, which was amazing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was very cool. It does take a little bit longer than I'd like for it to respond, and it is a little
Right.
pricey.
I mean, maybe upgrades in the AI generator would alleviate some of that. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean the
We
thing is,
need more
there's
data centers. That's the problem. Not
Yes,
enough
we
data
do.
centers.
got to put them in space. I mean, there's other models I could try that might be faster or cheaper, but maybe not as good. I don't know. Or there's probably other ones that are more expensive that would be better. So this stuff is changing really quick, though. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Would you have to do the whole same thing with a new one and try to figure it out again? Or do you have like a template of, I'm going to insert the, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I could probably change to another model fairly easily and use the same structure.
The Warforged moves for the first time since the party entered, and the shop seems to shrink slightly to accommodate it. Dave rises from the corner with the slow, inevitable momentum of a drawbridge being raised. Full height is considerable. The rust-pitted plating catches the dim as he turns toward the back wall, where, half hidden behind a hanging leather apron that nobody had thought to look behind, two weapons sit mounted on iron pegs. An axe and a hammer, both massive, both forged from the same dark metal as Dave's own plating, clearly made for him, or with him, or perhaps as him, in whatever forgotten age produced things like X000245. They're pitted with the same rust. They've been waiting here as long as he has. Dave takes the axe in one hand, the hammer in the other, and brings them inward against his torso. What follows is deeply mechanical, a series of solid, deliberate clicks, magnetic or locking, each one resonating through the floorboards. The weapons seat themselves against his body like they were never separated from it. The blue eyes brighten a fraction. Operational, Dave says simply. Cale stares. His fingers have stopped glowing entirely, which for Cale may actually indicate more alarm than the glowing does. I feel like that changes the group's average threat level considerably, Koth observes, satchel clutched to his chest.
So I wonder if now Dave's character has those two weapons in his inventory.
Yep, probably. It tends to update that stuff pretty good. Yeah, and you can also just say, out of character, show me my inventory. You can do a variety of different things.
Well, I mean, if he's got the ability to do that, could I just say, hey, there's a Vorpal weapon on the ground. I'm picking it up.
It's a fair question, and that's it. Might work. It might something else might happen.
Or for that matter, a machine gun.
Yeah.
A machine gun. There you go.
Dave hops into his M1 Abrams tank and begins to destroy the city.
Dave is a transformer who turns into an A1 Abrams tank.
There you go.
Threat level of the group has gone up more than considerably.
That's right.
Wow, this just seems like it's taking a really long time.
What did he do? I didn't even read his prompt.
Can you guys see the prompts that people are
Yeah,
typing?
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
click on it,
So if you just click on it, the
the TFA act
TFA
by my
app,
name.
just click on it. It shows you exactly what it is.
Oh, okay.
Kale rolls his shoulders, satisfied, and jerks a thumb toward the street. Now that the guards have moved on and forgotten the firebolt situation, maybe it's safe to head out. Can anyone track whoever just took something from that folio? Everyone looks at everyone else. Typhus is a dagger fighter. Estevan goes where the storm takes him, which is a philosophy, not a methodology. Koth's satchel makes a noise that sounds distinctly like "don't look at me." Dave's tracking expertise is, historically, standing in one room for 412 days. Kale is the one who brought it up, so the universe assigns it to him. He crouches at the small back window, studying the sill, the dragged crate beneath it, the faint marks on the dusty floor. His fingers begin to glow faintly. He shakes one hand. It keeps glowing. Rolling 2d6, a 5 and a 2, total 7. Plus whiz 0, total 7. Partial success. There's something, a smear on the windowsill, too small for a human hand. Claw marks, almost. Whatever fled was compact, quick, and moved toward the eastern alley. But the trail dies there, swallowed by Velthrin's indifferent cobblestones. Kale stands, rubbing the back of his neck. Small, fast, went east. He pauses. That's all I've got. The eastern alley is also, notably, the direction the city watch came from. 7 silver coins vanish from the strongbox into Tifus's pouch with the quiet efficiency of gravity. It simply happens. Physics, really. He then produces the accidentally acquired merchant's coin purse and peers inside, examining it thoroughly for clues. Rolling 2d6, a 4 and a 6, total 10. Plus dex
Nice.
1, total 11. Success. 14 copper crowns, a small brass button, and a folded receipt from a tannery in the Upper Veth Quarter. Clues, arguably. He pockets everything with the solemn expression of a dedicated investigator. Then Tifus scoops up the 3-pronged key, the ornate blanks, and the unfinished fourth, holds them aloft triumphantly, and turns to the group. The tracks, he announces with absolute authority, lead to Veth Ardor, the Meridian House, Upper Veth Quarter, obviously. Estevan stares at him. You found that in the ledger. The tracks confirmed it. You haven't looked at the tracks. I track the tracks with my mind. Tifus gestures grandly at the door, holding it open. After you, I'll track from the rear. It's where the best tracking happens. Kale walks out first, then Koth, then Dave, whose exit requires slight doorframe negotiation. Estevan pauses beside Tis, cat eyes glittering with amusement. Rear tracking, he murmurs. Inspired.
You want me to lead the party towards this
Yeah, you can go
Meridian
ahead.
house? All
Sounds
right.
good. That's basically what I was going to do, so sure.
Oh,
That-
okay.
That's one of the things that's a little awkward when you do like actions that are really the whole party doing something. There's not really a good way to do that, which I don't know, maybe. I think if somebody just says the party does, it's going to be fine.
So, Koth, you're up next.
Yep.
We'll see what happens when we get
Yeah,
there.
we got to see what happens.
Are you implying that he might die and thus not get to do something?
Well, I don't know what to do until we see the result of this situation, right? That's,
Yeah, I mean, picking up a box is one thing. Heading to a new location could change a lot of stuff.
Actually, I think we found out from a different session that once you die, you still can do things. You can haunt people.
yeah.
Become a ghost. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought about changing some things to deal with that, but I don't know. I feel like let people do what they want to do.
Estevan steps out into the tangle's night air and points his rapier north without hesitation, toward the winding rise of streets that eventually climb out of the lower city and into the Upper Veth Quarter, where the cobblestones get wider and the buildings stop leaning on each other for structural support. Rolling 2d6 for navigation, a 2 and a 5, total 7, plus whiz 1, total 8. Partial success. He knows the city well enough. The road is correct, the instincts are sound, but Velthrin has opinions about people moving through it at night, and the Tangle expresses those opinions immediately. The Dragonkin bouncer outside the gutted pig watches the entire procession with crossed arms. A masked half-elf, a fey-touched swordsman, a glowing-fingered warrior, a gnome with a screaming bag, and an ancient iron warforged negotiating a doorframe. He watches them the way you watch weather you can't do anything about. The gnome gamblers scatter. The complication arrives 2 streets north, a narrow archway, the most direct route up toward Upper Veth, currently occupied by 4 city watchmen comparing notes. Not the same 4 from before, fresh ones. Dave's blue eyes find Kale immediately. Estevan doesn't break stride, steering the group left down a side passage without a word, coat snapping at the turn. The detour adds 10 minutes and takes them through an alley that smells profoundly of fish and regret. They emerge onto the broad, lamplit boulevard that marks the boundary of the Upper Veth quarter. The buildings here have facades. The Meridian House will be somewhere ahead, up the hill, behind doors that don't have 3-tumbler padlocks because the people inside can afford better. There, Estevan says, slightly damp from a dripping overhang.
All right, let's try this. And then
The whole party in all their glory.
Oh, gee.
pretty good. It got everybody in there, right?
Yeah.
5
Oh.
people. Because I've done this in the past, and it's like
Where's the second moon? Oh, boo.
that's a good point. Good point. Maybe it's off screen.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's
Yeah.
behind that hulking robot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's possible, yeah.
All right.
And it didn't take it long to do that at all.
No.
Yeah, that was pretty quick, which is kind of surprising because it actually calls Claude to get the image prompt, right?
Mhm.
Because obviously if you send to an image generating API, the whole party and all their glory, it's not going to know what that means. So Claude fills in all the details about the party from that prompt, and then that gets sent to the image generation system.
Wow. That's cool.
I was going to say continue heading towards the Meridian House because
We're there, aren't we?
I didn't think we got to
We're
the
in
house
Upper
yet.
Bell.
Yeah, we got into the area, into like the neighborhood.
It's somewhere up ahead.
I don't know. I just said there. So apparently we're here.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty good picture. It doesn't
God,
have
it's
my
Stu.
bag.
Maybe
what's
we'll
up?
find Stu in the house.
Sure.
What's up, dude?
What's going on?
We're adventuring.
I hear.
The Sunday-RPG channel is where the action is happening. You can see a picture I just generated of our motley crew.
And if you want to put in your character description, Brent can add you.
It's true. Yep. Now this has taken a long time.
Yeah.
It seems when it needs to update the state of the world that takes a lot longer. Like the auto character and the image stuff, that doesn't update the state of the world. Kind of makes sense, maybe.
Koth tugs his satchel strap decisively and marches forward up the lamplit boulevard with the energy of a gnome who has somewhere to be and something angry in his bag. The Upper Veth quarter receives them with polite indifference. The streets up here are broad and clean, the lamp posts actual wrought iron rather than nailed-up torches, the buildings set back behind shallow steps with brass door fittings that catch the moonlight. 2 moons ride high overhead now, fat and silver, painting everything in cool light and long shadows. The party moves as a unit, Estevan fluid and watchful at the front, Kale's broad shoulders filling the middle, Dave's iron feet finding a quieter rhythm on the better-kept cobblestones, Koth's satchel emitting only occasional muffled commentary, and Tifa's tracking expertly from the rear, which happens to involve checking every side street for anyone who might accidentally have things jumping from their pockets. The boulevard curves uphill past a closed apothecary, a darkened solicitor's office, and a fountain that actually works. Wealth announces itself in small, smug details up here. Rolling 2d6, a 2 and a 2, total 4, plus NT1, total 5. Koth navigates confidently and incorrectly, leading the group up a handsome side street that terminates in a locked garden gate. He studies it, studies the street sign. Slight adjustment, he announces, reversing course without apology. But through the gate's iron bars, up beyond the garden, a large stone building sits at the hill's crest, broad-fronted, 3 stories, with a carved lintel above its main entrance. Even from here, squinting through moonlight, Tiphys can make out the words carved in stone above the door.
Well, what are the words?
What are they? I wonder if it got cut off there because there is a length limit on things, which is what I worry a little bit about with having a lot of players because it tries to put everybody in the situation, and that might make it.
Right, it gave that one paragraph with what we're all doing.
Yep.
Do we want to do that, or we want to have Maroftis come in?
I'm trying to figure out how to come in right now. You guys may want to continue on because.
Well, the thing we need from you is a character description, or we could just do, random character.
Yes, I don't know where to go to type anything. All I see is your pictures.
Do you see the Sunday RPG channel, text channel? You just need
Right
to
above
type
members' voice, Sunday RPG. Go there.
Oh, okay.
and then just type in what
That's
character
what I couldn't
description you
find.
want. Yeah, because I'm the one who created the campaign, I need to add you in. You can't add yourself in.
Yeah, so you're gonna type your description just regularly. You just make a
Make a
post,
post,
and
yep.
he'll put you in.
But we could also do another.
What kind of party are we looking at? What kind of group are we looking at?
You pick what you want. It don't
Yeah,
matter.
we're all over the place. We're crazy stuff.
Stu, I am.
You can see the picture.
Yeah, look at the picture.
Looks like we got a warlock, we got a swashbuckler, we got an iron giant.
Well,
we
I
got a
guess
thief.
that's what I wanted to know is the setting. Is this D&D? Is this sci-fi?
It's high fantasy.
High fantasy. Full of magic.
And what the hell is Patrick? Patrick is just some sort of energy incarnate. What
I'm
are
an
you?
Eldritch Knight. I'm supposed to have some plate armor on. But,
Yeah, I'm supposed to have a sack with a demon in it, but that didn't come through. But the glowing sword did come
Oh,
through.
you
So
got it. Oh, that's a foot. Yeah, you don't have a sack with you. I thought that thing to the left of the gnome was your sack, but that's just more toes of
yeah, the giant
Dave.
warforged guy. Yeah, Dave.
Yeah, I'm definitely not supposed to have a face.
yeah, where's the glowing blue eyes?
Stu, I'm Tiphys Pickpocketum Backstabbinus the Third, but I'm clearly not a
Definitely
rogue.
not a rogue. Not a rogue.
Just a fighter who likes using 2 daggers.
All right, well, you guys continue on while I think of what
Yeah.
I'm going to be and put it in.
All
I
right.
don't want
So,
to interrupt the play.
Tiphys, tell us what you see.
Yeah, this is hard. We've all got like 3 names. Real names, Discord names, character names.
Luckily, yours are both the same.
Yeah.
The chat doesn't autocorrect spelling. I'm going to have to do it in Word and then post it.
That's okay. The AI
It'll figure
deals
it out.
with yeah, the AI will
The
figure it
will
out.
Figure it out, Steve. There's already been
Jeff's
number
been
of
pointing out
times.
all my spelling errors, and it's been fine.
I
all
like
one
how
of them.
I like that he spelled Dore, Dore.
I do like that.
That's
yes.
it, Tiphys announces, gesturing at the carved lintel with the authority of someone who can absolutely read that from here. The Meridian House. Our destination, obviously. He's already crouching at the garden gate's lock before anyone can ask what it actually says. It's not that he can't read it, he simply hasn't. But this is a minor administrative detail. His picks find the mechanism, rolling 2d6, a 4 and a 1, total 5. Plus Dex 1, plus lock-picking 1, total 7.
Ooh,
Partial success. The lock
get
opens.
an extra bonus for your
Eventually,
skill.
after a prolonged
Yeah.
conversation between Tiphys's picks and 3 extremely stubborn tumblers that clearly cost more than the entire Tangle locksmith's shop. He gets there, but the gate swings outward rather than inward and catches him smartly across the kneecap. Intentional, he says immediately, standing straight. He peers up at the lintel as the gate
I
opens.
meant to do that.
The carved letters resolve themselves into words in the moonlight. The Meridian House. Well, he was right. Technically. Completely right, in every meaningful way. He files this under confirmed and gestures the party through with a dignified sweep of his arm. The garden path beyond winds uphill through clipped hedges toward the building's entrance. Lights burn in 2 ground floor windows. Someone is home. Dave's blue eyes sweep the garden with professional intensity. Multiple entry points, the Warforged observes quietly, and we are expected nowhere. This is tactically interesting.
Anybody want to go?
Yeah, who hasn't gone in a while?
Oh,
Art?
do we want to put Steve in now or?
I'm still typing.
Okay.
Yep.
If your last name is Meridian, that might be great. Loco or Harb, you're up.
Yep. That's what I was just looking back. Yep, Harb or Loco. Probably Harb is the longest to go action.
All right.
Harp.
I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do then.
Brent, how many words can this put in? Is that one where you thought it might cut off? Was at 273?
For input?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I
That's
don't
what
know.
for
Characters, right?
not for the input. Sorry, for the
For
output.
For the
Yes.
output, it's a lot more than that. I think it might be like 2,000, maybe 1,000 words.
Yeah, I think it was letting us decide what the house was, which
Yeah.
clearly I was always right. I mean, I was always right. So
Yeah, I don't think it cut off in that case because I put in a bunch of stuff in the prompt to force it to not create more output than it's a Discord limit. Discord has
Yeah.
a limit as to how much it can do with one message. But also you just don't want crazy long messages. All right, what do we got here?
nice.
This is going to be fun. Maybe it'll add kill mode to his character sheet after this.
Dave's blue eyes sweep the lit windows once, then return to the group. The weapons locked against his body catch the moonlight. Rust-pitted iron, patient and ready. Instruction needed. The resonant voice is barely above a murmur, which for Dave still carries. Query, enter house by conventional means. Query, storm building through multiple entry points simultaneously. Query, engage kill mode. A beat. Kill mode has not been activated in some time. Functionality uncertain. Koth stares up at the Warforged with an expression caught precisely between delight and alarm.
Exactly.
His satchel makes a small, impressed noise. Kale pinches the bridge of his nose. Let's table kill mode for now, Dave. Tabled, Dave confirms, without any particular disappointment. Estevan is already watching the two lit windows, head tilted, those predator eyes reading the light patterns inside. One window has steady, warm lamplight, someone sitting, reading perhaps. The other flickers unevenly, a fire or movement. Someone's awake, he says quietly. Could knock, could find another way in. His dual-toned voice carries just enough amusement that another way in sounds considerably more appealing to him personally. The garden is quiet, no watch patrols up here. The night smells of cut grass and lamp oil drifting from inside. The party stands at the junction of several very different decisions. What's the move?
Do I just post it in the chat?
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
whatever you've typed, post in the chat, and Brent will take care of it.
All right, we adding you now. I think that seems fine.
How to get myself into trouble in this group. It is so funny because it is a much less of a measured approach than our traditional parties.
Yeah. Which is nice. I just like the aspect of this. So
Yeah, you don't have to have a certain role, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, unless we program the thing to be D&D exactly, and it could somehow do that.
Well, that's what I had originally, Jeff. I had originally was trying to get it to play literal D&D, like in other role-playing game systems, and I just ran into a lot of problems with the more rules heavy the system was, the
Yeah.
worse it worked. So I came up with a very simple rule system, kind of based on the Apocalypse World engine or the Dungeon World, which is a very rules-based system, and that seems to work much better.
Yeah, I can see it. I mean, we have problems playing D&D live
Yeah.
because of all the fucking rules.
yeah.
I mean, I would venture to guess that nobody really plays D&D with precisely following all the rules. Just
Right,
'cause
right. There's
so
always
many.
homebrew
But
crap.
but that's fine, right? That's when you're
Yeah.
playing person to person, you do what you want to do, you ignore the things you don't want to deal with. It's fine. But when trying to get an AI to do it, it's a whole different story.
Yeah.
Posted what?
Something zips over the
No,
garden
you
wall
won't
with a
see
sound
what
like a
he's doing.
hummingbird
He's
having
just
an
entering a new
emergency.
player.
It's small, barely a foot tall, blue-skinned, robed in black and gray, with wings beating at a frequency that's more felt than heard. 2 points of vivid purple light where the eyes should be, cutting through the dark like tiny amethyst lanterns. It executes 3 tight circles above the party's heads, apparently assessing them, then drops and hovers directly in front of Dave's face at approximately nose height. The wings slow. The purple eyes stare into the cold blue ones. Huh, the tiny creature says. You're uglier up close. It spins in the air to address the rest of the group, spreading small arms wide. Name's Jasper. Don't let the size fool you. The purple glow intensifies briefly. Or actually, go ahead, everyone does, and then I stab them. Speaking of. 2 daggers appear from the robes, absurdly proportionate to their owner. Sting, venom, we've heard of Veth Ardor. Koth raises a hand. The daggers have heard of him? We're close. Jasper sheathes them both. I came over the wall because the gate looked busy, and I try to avoid. A tiny hand waves vaguely at Typhus, whatever that situation was. Typhus straightens indignantly. I was picking the lock. Adorably, Jasper confirms. Then, without ceremony, the air around the sprite shimmers, a brief purple pulse. And where 1 foot Jasper hovered, a 5-foot human now stands on the garden path, robes resized, glowing purple eyes blazing in a human face, 2 wing tattoos curling up from the collar at the back of the neck. So, Jasper says, in a voice now at conversational height, are we knocking or are we being interesting about this?
I vote for interesting, but you've already heard my vote.
So I think Loco and then Maroftis.
Kale claps Typhus on the shoulder with the warm enthusiasm of a man volunteering someone else for something. Typhus, find us an alternate entrance. Don't worry, we'll be right behind you. Typhus straightens his hood and surveys the Meridian house with professional detachment. 2 lit windows, a main entrance, and along the side wall, half hidden by a climbing rose that has thoroughly colonized the stonework, a narrow servant's door with a single tumbler lock that is practically an apology. For investigative purposes only, Typhus announces and moves toward it. Rolling 2d6, a 1 and a 4, total 5. Plus dex 1, plus lockpicking 1, total 7. Partial success. The tumbler
close.
surrenders readily enough, embarrassingly quickly, honestly, but the door is swollen with damp and requires Typhus's full shoulder to persuade it open. It makes a sound like a large animal clearing its throat. Both lit windows remain unchanged. Nobody comes running. Beyond the door, a dark service corridor, smelling of candle wax and old stone, running the length of the ground floor. Warm amber light bleeds under a door at the far end, the steady lamp window. A flicker of movement light pulses from somewhere around a corner to the left. Typhus turns back to the garden and gestures grandly. Nobody has moved. Right behind you, Kale confirms from exactly where he was standing.
Maroftis,
All
you're
right,
up.
Stu.
Yeah.
You remember how to do it? /TFA act
Yeah.
under dash
I
act.
just did slash and it gave me a menu.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
just pick the TFA act command. It's easy.
Yeah, it's the top one for me.
Slash gives you all your most frequently used stuff.
Yeah, like for me, the add player ant command's actually first
Ah,
makes
gotcha.
because I've used that a bunch. I'm going to change to the other audio system and see if that's still working. I haven't used that in a while.
What does that mean?
So when I first did it, I was using this the text-to-speech system. It's a completely different AI. And I was using this higher quality one that was kind of pricey, and then I started using another one that was substantially cheaper. And I think sounds fine, the one we've been using. So
Just a simple 1 sentence is good enough to get a prompt going, right?
yeah, you don't need to
Yeah.
write a huge amount of stuff. You just can write
I put open the box.
natural language, whatever you won't describe what you do and say and stuff like that, and it'll deal with it.
I don't remember it being this slow the last time we played.
Yeah, I feel like it has taken longer. I remember we were timing it. It was like 30 seconds, and it feels like it's
Yeah,
going a lot longer than that. I
It was
agree.
pretty quick the first time we played.
Yeah.
Because we have more people.
It could be that, but I don't know. I was doing some testing yesterday with just myself, and it felt like it was taking a long time.
Jasper grins, shrinks, that purple shimmer swallowing the human form and spitting out something 1 foot tall with beating wings, and zips through the servant's door past Tifus before the half-elf can even register the breeze. Last one in has speed to match their wits. Kael stares at the empty doorway. Was that an insult? For some of us more than others, Estevan says pleasantly. Inside, Jasper burns through the dark service corridor like a purple-eyed comet, keeping low, wings nearly silent at full speed. The amber light under the far door grows. The flickering movement light around the left corner pulses warm and orange. Firelight, probably. A hearth. Rolling 2d6 for Jasper's scouting. A 3 and a 6. Total 9. Plus Dex 1. Total 10. Success. The corridor yields its secrets cleanly. The far door has warmth, the faint scratch of a quill on parchment, and the particular quality of silence that means one person, alone, concentrating. Whoever sits behind that door doesn't know the party exists yet. The left corner is more complicated. Jasper pulls up short, hovering, purple eyes wide. A sitting room visible through a cracked open door. Fire in the hearth. 2 high-backed chairs, bookshelves floor to ceiling. 1 chair occupied. A figure in dark robes, back to the corridor, utterly still, watching the fire with the patient intensity of someone waiting for something they've been expecting for a very long time. Jasper drifts silently back toward the servant's entrance where Tifus stands gaping. 2 occupants, Jasper whispers, now inches from Tifus's masked face, wings barely moving. Far door. 1 person writing. Left corner. Sitting room. 1 person by the fire. A tiny pause.
Seems like it had more to say.
Right.
Or that tiny
Yeah.
pause was an insult against me.
Could be.
Yeah, it could be that
Right.
sometimes it wants to say more, but it cuts off because of the limits imposed.
So which person do we want to go talk to? I guess we'll
I got
probably end up talking to both of them if we go into one room, but
I got it, Jeff.
okay.
Yeah, I think it's Talik's turn.
Nice
Back
smell
here.
pockets needing to be picked. That'll move things right along.
Yep. That's what I was thinking. I was going to do is just walk in and introduce myself.
Leroy Jenkins.
Tifus strides around the corner with the absolute confidence of a man who has thought this through completely, which he has not. We're here. We have your key. Where is our reward? The sitting room is exactly as Jasper described. Firelight, bookshelves, 2 high-backed chairs. The robed figure sits in the far chair facing the hearth. It does not move. Tifus waits. The fire crackles. The figure does not turn, does not startle, does not acknowledge in any way that a masked half-elf just announced himself loudly inside what is presumably their home. Rolling 2d6 for Tifus's CHA approach, a 3 and a 2, total 5, plus CHA 1, total 6. Fail. Nothing, not a flinch, not a breath that Tifus can see from here. The robes hang completely, unnaturally still. No rise and fall of shoulders, no subtle shift of weight. The firelight throws orange shapes across the figure that somehow make it look less present rather than more. The silence stretches long enough to become its own answer. From the doorway behind Tifus, Jasper's purple eyes appear at knee height, then rise slowly to meet his gaze. It hasn't moved, Jasper whispers, since I scouted past the first time. Down the corridor, completely undisturbed, the distant scratch of quill on parchment continues without interruption. The writer hasn't heard a thing. The figure by the fire remains utterly, wrongly motionless.
I am totally accidentally picking his pocket.
Is that what you're doing?
No, go ahead, Jeff. You're up.
So what do you notice the text-to-speech audio difference?
It is, yeah, it is different. Yes.
Do you think this one is better or worse than the other one?
This one sounds a little bit more AI, but
Really? Okay. I mean, this is supposedly the higher quality one. It definitely costs a lot more. Yeah, but yeah, I think the
I
other.
thought the first one did it more like a human might.
Interesting. Okay.
I mean, as far as the pronunciations, maybe not, but
Mhm.
this one sounds more tinny or whatever. Any
Hmm.
other comments on that? Does anybody else feel it's different?
Guess not. Yeah, I feel they're about the same as far as quality level. In the more expensive one, there's a whole bunch of different like accents you can pick. Like I had one doing a Scottish accent for a while. It was kind of cool.
Okay.
There's a ton of different ones you could pick. Whereas the
Yeah.
cheaper one only has like 2 or 3 different options. And I tried most of them, and I found the one that I'm using to be the best.
So Brent, you're up after Jeff.
Yep. Yeah, I was thinking I was up next, but I'm not keeping track
Oops,
well.
sorry.
Estevan steps
No,
through
no, I
the
think-
servant's door into the corridor, casting one dismissive glance toward the sitting room, and makes a decision. Screw this guy. Let's go talk to the person riding down the hall. He moves with that loose predator confidence toward the far door, rapier hand relaxed but ready, coat brushing the corridor wall. The amber lamplight grows warmer with each step, the scratch of quill on parchment becoming audible, steady, focused, the sound of someone deep in their work. Rolling 2d6 for Estevan's approach. A 1 and a 4, total 5, plus CHA
This
1,
sounds like a YouTube
total
video.
6. Fail.
Yeah.
The floorboard announces him. One single, perfectly placed creak that cuts through the corridor like a shout. The quill stops. The amber light shifts, a shadow moving across the gap beneath the door. Someone has stood up. Quick, decisive footsteps approach from the other side, and the door handle turns with the purposeful energy of a person who very much wants to know what made that sound. Behind Estevan, Jasper is already flattening against the wall. Back in the garden, the rest of the party remains entirely uninvolved and presumably right behind him. The door swings open and warm lamplight floods the corridor, silhouetting Estevan perfectly. Whatever, or whoever, is on the other side gets a full, unobstructed view of a fey-touched swordsman with crackling electricity on his blade, standing in their private corridor at night.
So I think I think it believes that I'm here. Some of you other guys are in the one other room, and the rest of you guys are outside. That's what it sounds like.
That's what it does
believes.
sound like. So I will do something to
The
try
rest
to
of us are waiting in the garden as
run
the
away,
Kobu went
maybe?
and
I don't-
scouted.
Whose turn is it?
I think it's
Brent's doing
mine,
something.
unless
Okay.
I think
Yeah, and I say you change the AI voice back.
okay. I'll do that.
I do like how this one sometimes adjusts its tone a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, for like quoted text, it does kind of adjust its tone a little bit, and that's kind of nice.
But I also get where Jeff's coming from, that it sounds like a lot of the AI YouTube
I
stuff.
think this particular like accent or voice is one that is used very commonly in AI stuff. So
Well, if this one's got a different accent, maybe try that. But
yeah, I could try
I
other
want-
ones, but I kind of like the other one since it costs about a third as much. So I think I'm
Sounds
just gonna
great.
stick with that. I just
I
thought I'd
want
try.
the movie trailer voice.
Okay.
In a world.
that's right.
Koth squares his tiny shoulders, grips his satchel strap, and marches through the servant's door into the corridor with the diplomatic confidence of someone who absolutely belongs here. We are here to deliver a key that was ordered some time ago. It is all done and ready to open whatever it was meant to open. The figure in the doorway, now fully visible in the amber lamplight, is a woman. Sharp-featured, middle-aged, ink on her fingers, reading spectacles pushed up onto her forehead with the irritation of someone interrupted mid-thought. She wears a dark house robe, quality cloth, and holds a sheaf of papers to her chest like a shield. Her eyes move from Estevan's crackling rapier to Koth, to the satchel, which chooses this precise moment to emit a muffled, rattling snarl. Her expression does not improve. Rolling 2d6 for Koth's CHA approach. A 5 and a 3, total 8. Plus CHA 0, total 8. Partial success. The delivery lands barely. The word key visibly catches her attention, sharpening her expression from alarm into something more complicated. She's not calling for help. Not yet. The commission, she says carefully, eyes narrowing at Koth. After all this time. Her gaze cuts to Estevan, then back. Where is Marin? Why didn't he deliver it himself? She doesn't step back, doesn't invite them in. Her knuckles on the papers have gone white. Jasper's purple eyes gleam from the shadow behind Estevan's left shoulder. Kael shoulders through the servant's door, one hand resting on the pommel of his two-handed sword, the other hanging loose at his side, fingers already tracing pale blue-white lines in the dark corridor like a lantern nobody asked for. He can feel it building. The wild spark pressure, coiled behind his sternum like a cat in a bag, looking for a seam. He breathes deliberately through his nose. Not yet. Hold it together, Thornwild. The smell of ozone and pine drifts into the corridor ahead of him. The woman in the doorway notices. Her sharp eyes drop to Kael's glowing fingers, then rise to his face with the particular expression of someone rapidly revising their threat assessment upward. Kael plants himself behind Koth and Estevan, filling the corridor with broad-shouldered, scorch-marked, faintly luminescent solidity. He doesn't draw his sword. He doesn't need to. The fingers are doing enough work on their own. We mean no harm, he says, with complete sincerity, shaking his left hand once behind his back. It keeps glowing. We've come a long way, and there are answers we all need. He holds her gaze steadily. The corridor smells increasingly of a pine forest after a lightning storm. The woman's eyes move from Koth to Estevan to Kael and back again, calculating, sharp, not yet afraid, but getting there. The papers crinkle under her whitening grip. Behind everyone, from the sitting room at the other end of the corridor, the motionless figure by the fire remains exactly as wrong as it was before. The fire crackles, nothing else moves.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. Sometimes I'd like to plan my move out ahead of time, but you kind of got to wait to see the next thing before you can plan what you're going to do.
I kind of type it out, so I'm ready to go, and then just edit it slightly based on what others have done. So,
yeah, like I was planning to go check out the not moving figure, but then this other thing came up.
Are we going in a specific order?
Roughly.
Yeah, we're just trying to take turns, so everybody does an action. Yeah,
I'm just looking at like a niche track. Like I'm trying to see where I'm at, who I'm after, so I know when I have to start thinking.
Yeah, I mean, if you scroll back up and look at who's went, you can kind of see how long ago it was that you went and who you went after and before and stuff like that.
All right, looks like I'm Koth, Loco, and then me. So I have some idea.
I mean, the system doesn't dictate that. Like one person could just do all the actions, but it's good to try to spread it out.
Yeah. The nice thing too, Brent, I was thinking about this, is editing. It's not going to take this long thinking when you're editing this. So
yeah, I'm gonna be, if I do get a video out of this, I will definitely be cutting out a lot.
Not my singing though, right? You're keeping my singing.
When were you singing?
Fight and no, nothing.
The video is a little weird though because it's just Jeff, and it never shows me, probably, which makes sense because when I'm speaking, it's not going to show me myself speaking, right? So, and if I was better, I could just switch to the screen that shows all the videos, but I haven't remembered to do that very often. So
The servant's door, which has already endured considerable indignity this evening, faces its greatest challenge yet. Dave fills the frame completely. Black iron shoulders, rust-pitted plating, axe and hammer locked against the body. There is a moment of geometric negotiation. Then Dave turns sideways, ducks fractionally, and stomps into the corridor with the subtlety of an avalanche choosing its path. The floorboards register an opinion, several of them simultaneously. Rolling 2d6 for stealth. A 2 and a 5, total 7. There is no relevant ability or skill to add here. Total 7. Partial success. Dave makes it in. The corridor holds. Nothing collapses. These are the wins you take. The woman in the lamplight doorway watches a large, ancient, rust-spotted warforged with 2 weapons locked to its chassis fill the service corridor of her home at night, blue eyes blazing cold in the amber light. The papers in her hands make a sound. She has stopped breathing. "I am X00245, Dave announces into the profound silence with complete helpfulness. "Also, Dave." The satchel makes a tiny, sympathetic noise. The woman's sharp eyes sweep the corridor. Estevan's crackling rapier, Kael's glowing fingers, a gnome with something furious in a bag, and now an iron warforged who has introduced himself twice. Her gaze finally settles on Koth with the desperate focus of someone selecting the least alarming option available. "Where," she says, very carefully, "is Marin?"
And maybe we should have Dave answer that. Although Dave may not know.
Dave just knows he's been gone a long time.
Maroftus knows.
All right,
Plus,
let's hear it, Maroftus.
I think the beauty of this is you can just make shit up.
Right,
and we'll
yes.
roll with it.
Right. You can say, we don't know, but we've got this key and you owe us money, and, say whatever you want.
That's right.
And it'll
That's right.
do something with it.
Or Marin was kidnapped by the court that we found that little card for. And we know that you are connected to them, so give him back or else.
I think what you meant to say is there's a stiff ransom that we know she can pay. We'll be happy to deliver it.
Along with the key.
Yes.
That is unfinished.
Do we know who is Marin anyhow?
Marin
Yeah,
is
that's
the
right.
person with Marin
The
is the
locksmith,
key
probably.
maker. Marin is likely the person who crafted the lock and the key. Which
And
you
we,
weren't
how
even
did we
here
get the
for.
lock and key?
Yeah, you weren't here at the
We
beginning.
broke in.
We broke into a locksmith shop that we started right in front of, and we found the key in there, basically, and information that
Okay.
led us to know that the
And this
owner
very
was Marin.
large sentient robot thing.
Yeah, who's decided to follow us.
We found Dave in there.
Yes.
He was guarding or something.
We didn't break in. The door accidentally became unlocked. And we stumbled in while avoiding the guards that Patrick had
Your words.
may or may not have caused them to chase him.
Guys better be careful. I may just have to zap this lady.
Well, through the magic of editing, you can cut out all this extra time.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Definitely we'll do that. So I think we've been going a little over 2 hours now since I started recording, because I've been cutting off the recording at a little below an hour. I've done that twice already. Just because I think it does have a limit for how long it'll record.
Gotcha.
And just restarting it again with a fresh recording.
Jasper peels away from the corridor wall, purple eyes gleaming, and delivers a withering sideways look at Dave's entrance. "I can tell you tried your best," the sprite says. "That is what disappoints me." Then, smooth as silk, Jasper turns to the woman in the doorway and meets her desperate gaze with absolute, unblinking conviction. Marin is somewhere safe. She no longer trusts you. Rolling 2d6 for Jasper's deception. A 4 and a 3, total 7, plus CHA 1, total 8, partial success. The bluff lands with weight. Jasper sells it beautifully, purple eyes steady, not a flicker of uncertainty. The woman's composure cracks. Something moves across her sharp features, guilt or grief, or the specific pain of an accusation that contains just enough truth to hurt. But she's sharp. The spectacles pushed up on her forehead belong to someone who reads carefully and thinks harder. "Somewhere safe," she repeats slowly. Her eyes move over Jasper, the purple glow, the robes, then back with renewed suspicion. "Marin has been gone 400 days and more." Her voice drops. "If you knew where he was, you'd have led with that." She hasn't slammed the door, but her hand is on the frame. Behind the party, from the sitting room, the motionless figure by the fire says absolutely nothing. The fire crackles. The corridor feels smaller than it did a moment ago.
I don't know that we need updates about the guy who's doing nothing.
Oh,
but-
yes, we do. Yes, we do.
okay.
Apparently, Marin is a guy.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice that so it knew that to be a lie, so it did it as a bluff or deception as opposed to it just blindly took the information.
Tifus turns his back on the corridor drama entirely and regards the motionless figure with professional assessment. Clearly dead, he concludes, or sleeping. Either way, pockets don't check themselves. His hands move with the practiced instinct of a man whose fingers have independent moral frameworks. A gentle, investigative pat around the figure's robes, purely for clues. Rolling 2d6 for pickpocketing. A 2 and a 4, total 6, plus Dex 1, total 7. Partial success. His fingers find something, a small, hard object in the inner robe, smooth and cold, but the fabric shifts unexpectedly as he reaches, and his elbow catches the figure's shoulder. The thing lists sideways in the chair. Still no response. No breath. No warmth. The object is in Tifus's pocket now. He'll examine it later, naturally. He straightens, grips both shoulders, and shouts directly at the back of the hood. "Wake up! We are delivering your key! Where's our reward?" Rolling 2d6, a 1 and a 5, total 6, plus CHA 1, total 7. Partial success. The figure tips. Slowly, with the boneless certainty of something that has not maintained its own posture in quite some time, it slides sideways and the hood falls back. There is no face. Not a decomposed face. Simply a hood filled with shadow that doesn't resolve into features no matter how the firelight moves across it. Like looking at a face-shaped absence. Down the corridor, the woman's voice cuts sharp and sudden. "What are you doing in that room?" She's seen Typhus. Her hand leaves the doorframe. The shadowless non-face turns toward the sound of her voice, slowly, independently of Typhus's hands. Estevan's cat-slit pupils slide from the woman's face, down the corridor, back to the woman's face. He tilts his head with the slow, assessing patience of something feral trying to decide if the prey is actually the predator. "Are you sure you're a lady?" The dual tones in his voice carry equal parts amusement and genuine suspicion. "Is your name Norman Bates?" The rapier comes up. Not a lunge, not an attack, just a slow, deliberate point. The blade crackles with electricity, throwing nervous blue light across the corridor walls. The implicit message is architectural. Nothing happens until we get answers. Rolling 2d6 for intimidation, a 6 and a 2, total 8, plus CHA 1, total 9, partial success. The woman's eyes drop to the crackling rapier tip with the expression of someone who has just had a bad evening, become considerably worse. She doesn't flee, doesn't scream, but she takes one sharp half-step backward into the doorframe, papers crushed against her chest. "I don't know what a Norman Bates is," she says, with remarkable composure for someone with live electricity pointed at her sternum. "But I know what a trespasser looks like." Her sharp eyes cut past Estevan down the corridor toward Tifus and the sitting room, where a faceless, supernatural entity has just independently turned its void toward her voice. Her composure develops a hairline fracture. "Get away from him," she says very quietly to Tiphys. "Do not touch him. Do not."
Interesting.
But a little late because I already shook his shoulders.
Koth
You'll get
steps
false
forward,
information.
wedging himself between Estevan's crackling rapier and the woman's rapidly deteriorating composure, and unleashes the questions with the rapid-fire efficiency of someone who has been holding them in for the better part of an hour. "Do you know where Marin is? What is this key for? Why has his shop been left vacant for over a year? What is this key for?" A beat. "I asked that twice," Koth adds. It bears repeating. Rolling 2d6 for Koth's interrogation. A 1 and a 6. Total 7. Plus INT 1. Total 8. Partial success. The volley lands with enough genuine urgency that the woman's sharp eyes stop calculating escape routes and start, reluctantly, considering answers. She looks at the satchel. She looks at the rapier. She looks at Dave filling the corridor behind everyone like a very permanent wall. She makes a decision. "I don't know where Marin is." Clipped. Truthful, Tiphys's instincts whisper. Nobody does. That is the problem. Her gaze hardens on Koth. The shop wasn't vacant. Clearly something was guarding it. A pointed look at Dave. Then her eyes drop to the key in Tiphys's direction, and something shifts in her face. Recognition tangled with alarm. "Where did you get that?" she breathes. She hasn't answered what it opens, but her ink-stained fingers have gone completely white on the doorframe. She knows exactly what it's for, and knowing has frightened her considerably more than Estevan's sword did.
Who's
Sorry, I
up
gotta
next?
get going, guys.
All right. Yeah, I mean, we've been going for 2 hours. Should we call it here?
Yeah, that's fine. I probably should leave too soon.
That's fine.
All right. Well, thanks for doing this, guys. We'll see.
No
You want to
problem. And
continue
make
later?
sure you link when the video's out.
Yeah, I'll see if I can put something together. We'll see. I think I should be
Yeah.
able to. And